All right, Coach, you want to start off with your thoughts of opening night?
Yeah, just extremely happy to come out with a victory tonight. Very excited about the defensive intensity for the most part. We had some lulls. Maybe we got to get some people out of the game quicker. 13 turnovers in the pace of the game, it was outstanding. 17 offensive rebounds was big. 32 more shots than the other team. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. Forced 31 turnovers. I thought our press was extremely effective. Felt like, especially early, they were rattled. And then later in the game, they adjusted and settled down a little bit, and then we were able to force turnovers in the half court and, as they were bringing the ball up the court. So excited about the way McBean and Kyra Watson rebounded. Erica Burgess, once she settled into the game, was outstanding at what we expect. And we did not shoot the ball well tonight. We shot it poorly, very poorly by our standards and what we've done in our close scrimmages. And we were still able to put up 76 points on a team from a top 10 RPI league. So we're excited about that. 20 steals, there are a lot of good things. The best thing is 10 people played double-digit minutes. Almost 11, had one other with 8. So, it's a total team effort, and I thought the energy was good all night from the bench.
Questions?
Talk about the newcomers, obviously, and the contributions they made immediately. Ashley and Kira led you guys in rebound.
No question. I mean, Kyra almost a double-double, and she didn't play well offensively. There were a lot of offensive rebounds she could have scored with, and she just was a little exciting in a hurry to get them back up. McBean, I told her I'd never seen a double-digit rebound performance without a point here at Murray State in my coaching career, but she really went up and got some rebounds. She's just got to get a little more comfortable with the speed of the game over here. It's different than it is in Australia, but she has a bright future. She can really be a very good player. And obviously Erica Burgess with 18 points and 9 assists. A few too many turnovers. She had 5 early in the game where she was hesitant. She wasn't looking to score. She was just looking to pass. And, that's something that she shook off and got back. And, then our returners did a good job. I really thought that Shan and Kiana Kirby from the newcomers gave us good energy minutes. They weren't very productive in the stat line, but a lot of energy, and more importantly gave Erica, Mariah, Tessa, Schwab, Kayla, those people rest. Kayla Lowe and those people rest. So.
How important is that to have those people coming off the bench?
Well, you can't press like that for 40 minutes if you don't have it. I mean, it's just next to impossible. The last couple of years, our press has been effective when we've done it, and I've been asked the question a few times. I think Dusty asked one time, why don't you press more? Well, we didn't have the depth to press. We had to pick our spots, and right now, the way everybody's been playing, we have the depth to get after people.
Are you committed to this style of play, whether you're playing Indiana or Evansville?
That's all we've done. Well, I mean, that's all I can tell you. Now, will we change possibly? If there's 10 minutes to go in the future and we have a 20-point lead, I can't tell you. I don't have a crystal ball. Will we have another injury, or will people start slacking off in practice? I don't know. Right now, everybody's working extremely hard in practice, and that's the only way it's going to work. And that's the one thing I've been pleased with. There's not a single person on our team that comes into practice and is dogged at one day. We haven't had one person dog a practice, come in and have an attitude or any issues. And it's been a pleasure, and it's the first time in my coaching career. We've always had good kids that worked hard. That's the first time in my coaching career we've gotten to the season, and I can honestly say not one single kid has come in and tanked a practice. Like whether it's because of a boyfriend issue or they got 6 midterms coming up and they're frazzled and, they just can't muster the energy to go hard because they've been studying. They leave everything outside of the gym, and they come to the gym to do work, and then when they leave the gym, they tend to the rest of their lives, and it's really been a lot of fun so far. We'll see what happens in Bloomington and see if it's still fun on Monday night.
And just talk about having Erica back finally on the court, or being able to finally get a game in. I mean, that was
right. Just she's an exceptional player, and I really, the sky's the limit for her. The more confidence she plays with offensively from a scoring standpoint, the better player she's going to be, because then passing lanes are going to open up for her and those things. I would really prefer her to be more of a Derrick Rose type point guard than a Rajon Rondo type point guard. And she has that ability, and so that's what we're trying to get out of her. And I know she's thrilled to get the first game in. It's hard to sit out and not play for a while. The debut kind of reminded me a few years ago, we had Joy Scott here, and she had to sit out a whole year and then had to sit out a few games because of violations at her previous school. And when she came back and got to play finally, I think she had 35 points and 15 rebounds. It was just like she just felt unleashed. And that's kind of the way Erica probably feels tonight leaving the gym. I mean, had an outstanding effort.
And pretty pleased with the amount of turnovers considering the fast pace of play. I mean, something you want to
You know,
on, but
I honestly believe the faster you play, the fewer turnovers you have, if you practice that way and you work on it. And the reason is because you're shooting it before you have a chance to turn it over. Okay? And, you know, the first 2 years I coached, we were in the top 15 in the nation in scoring and fewest turnovers per game. Last year, after a couple of games of playing poorly and some injury issues and some different things, we altered our style and slowed down. Now, we've never pressed 40 minutes like we're doing now, but we slowed the game down. And I thought that really hurt our team. And, you know, it was out of necessity. We really didn't have much of a choice. We sped it up when we could, but, you know, we really had to. And, you know, hopefully it'll stay the way it is right now this year because, you know, we turned it over too much last year. You know, and, I mean, 82 shots and only 13 turnovers. You know, it's 97, 110 possessions and 13 turnovers. I mean, that's like 10% loss of ball, and that's pretty good. If we could stay there for the year, we'll be happy.
It seemed like in addition to your press, being unused to the pace really caused Evansville to commit a lot of turnovers.
It will. There's no way. You know, one thing about this style, there's no way to simulate it. If you notice how many times did we sub 5 new people in after a minute and a half of playing? There's no way for a team to simulate. We can't simulate it against ourselves. If we didn't have our guys that we practice against, and you know, a coach, a member or two stepping in the middle of some 5-on-5 stuff, when the guys get too tired to go, we wouldn't be able to do it, because you really at this level you just cannot simulate it. I mean, how are you going to simulate fresh legs every minute and a half? It's hard to do. I mean, nobody has that kind of depth. You know what I mean? So we can't scrimmage against ourselves with the depth we have. So, you know, I think it'll be, of course, as the season goes along and teams are more prepared and teams are more disciplined and doing more what their coaches want them to do and not rushing and things like that, that will make it harder for us, and we'll get better at our press, and our energy level will get even better. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how that balances out as we go along. But the big thing is the tempo. And I think it's fun for the fans to watch. You know, hopefully some people enjoyed watching it.
I loved it.
I'm glad, Will. That it? Thank you. I'd like to say one thing to all the Racer fans out there. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day. That's very important to me, and all Marines out there a happy belated birthday. Marine Corps birthday was yesterday, and that's very important to me as a kid whose father was a career Marine Corps veteran. So thank you very much.